So why does your knee still hurt even months after ACL surgery? You're doing the work, you've listened to everything your physio and surgeon has told you, and you're following the plan. But for some reason, your knee still hurts to run, to walk, or even jump and play. So in this video, I'm gonna break down 3 most common reasons I see this happen often. And make sure you stay tuned till the end because I'm gonna share the checklist that I use with my clients to help them get back to running. Hi, my name is Josh. I'm a physical therapist and ACL rehab specialist. I've been doing this for over 10 years and I've helped hundreds of people rehabbing after ACL surgery to help them get back to sport confidently. So the number one reason your knee may still hurt after ACL surgery is a lack of knee extension. Sounds super obvious. You've probably heard this before. But if your knee can't extend, then it can't function and stabilize the way it's supposed to. If you imagine walking with a bent knee. So we got a bent knee here, right? The forces that you're gonna put on your foot, your knee, and your hips are gonna be compensated, right? So walking with a bent knee is gonna lead to compensation. If you walk with a straight knee, very obvious, you're gonna be learning how to re-walk the right way. So this straight is gonna lead to the right way of doing things. Knee extension should be restored as the first milestone after ACL surgery. It should be prioritized as one of the most important things. As soon as you get out of surgery, I'm sure your doctors and surgeons have told you, you have to restore knee extension ASAP. As a reference point, people that I work with from day one post-op, I expect full knee extension by week 12. So by 3 months, I expect full knee extension. Why? Because if you don't have full knee extension, it will be very hard for you to add strength properly, reduce compensations, and just advancing down the line in your rehab. The second reason your knee still may hurt after surgery is because you're not understanding the current stage that you're in. So let me explain. The way I see ACL rehab is like a video game. Okay, so if you've ever played a video game, I assume you have different levels or different stages. Okay, so if the end goal is playing sports, so let's just add another kind of 5th block here. This could be maybe your sports or activities, like the things that you actually care about. This might be a soccer ball or something. I'm not gonna try to draw a soccer ball, but imagine that's a soccer ball. Okay, so we've got different rehab stages. And the way this works is like a video game, you can't expect to go to level 5 in this case. So if this is level 5 and this is level 1, you can't expect to go here without defeating and making sure that you go through each one properly. And each one has their own checklists, right? It has its own criteria. So here, in order to walk, you've got to learn how to deal with the crutches, right? You got to learn how to do the mechanics of walking, right? You can't advance to strength workouts when you haven't done these first part yet. So what I'm trying to say is that we've got to respect and understand that whatever you're doing right now, you should know the stage that you're in. So you might be in the strength phase, right? If you're in the strength phase, then understand your tasks to beat that level. Do you have to get 80% quad strength, for example? And this is honestly where people get stuck a lot of the time. They might hear things from other people like, you should be running at month 3, you should be running at month 4. But in reality, they're still walking with a limp. So what that tells me is you haven't beaten level 1 and you're all of a sudden trying to get to level 4. That's a recipe for problems. And yes, ACL rehab is different for everyone. You've probably heard that before. The time it takes for you to get to different levels will differ on many different factors. Your strength, your swelling, what occupation you do, how much walking you have to do per day, how much standing or how much sitting, your graft, your sport. All these things play a factor in how fast you advance to the next stage. You have to earn the right to the next level. And the third reason your knee may still be in pain after surgery is because it's not prepared for what it's about to do. This is the one that most people miss. Most people I speak to want similar things. They want to be able to run without pain. They want to be able to play with their families and participate in social events on the weekends, and they want to get back to their sports. They don't want to be held back by the knee. So let's take running, for example. If we're talking about stages and levels, we've got to understand that we need to build in order to run, right? So again, we need extension, we need enough strength, we need to be able to handle impact, and then we can run, right? So we'll kind of zoom in on this in a little bit, but again, there's going to be certain processes or things you have to clear, certain things you have to check off to make sure that your knee's actually able to take on the demands of running. If you're getting pain or swelling after running or during running, that's a clear sign that your knee's not ready. This is when you want to look at your exercise plan and ask, is this actually preparing me for running? If you're not sure or the answer is no, then that's the problem. In a very simple form, we're essentially landing we're loading, and then we're pushing off, right? So think about the muscles involved in this mechanic, right? We've got the foot and ankle, we've got the calves, we've got the knee up here, and when we got up the chain, we got to look at the hips and the core as well, right? So if you're getting pain or swelling during or after running, that's usually the first sign that your knee is not ready for running. It usually means there's a gap in the preparation. So here's what I would do. First, go back to the first mistake. Do you have full knee extension? Second, understand the stage of rehab you might be in. Understand the clear timelines and how to achieve the next step. And don't just use anything that you find online, because those are generic and usually a one size fits all. And next, you want to understand the milestones in order to get you back to running. Here's a checklist that I use with my clients that essentially assesses if your knee and your body is ready to run. So very simple, there's 6 things here that you have to check off. We're looking at strength on single leg. We're looking at control. And we're looking at the force capabilities. So we're looking at a bunch of these things to make sure your knee's actually ready. So once you clear these boxes, then likely you're ready to start jogging again. Basically just try to avoid winging it, right? A lot of people just try to wing it and they maybe got advice from their physios to just start running and just start trying, but that always ends up in disaster. We need a system to get you back to running. So if your knee still hurts months after ACL surgery, it usually comes down to one or all of these 3 things. You're missing full knee extension, you don't understand the stage of rehab that you're in, or simply your knee hasn't been prepared for the demands it wants to get back to. If you're feeling lost, unsure, or not knowing what to do next in your ACL rehab, I put together a free masterclass video. Basically explains the exact process that I use with every single one of my clients to help them get back to running and sports confidently again. You can watch it through the link in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.